Please.
Thank you so much, Manjeet Saab, for creating this opportunity where people can connect and talk about this crisis right now. This is a public health crisis which has now turned into a global economic crisis. I'll start with Mr. Amit. Uh, Keeping your experience in terms of sourcing and managing suppliers, I would like to ask because when this crisis started and a lot of retailers put on halt or delayed these orders, how was it? How was the challenge to manage your suppliers? And what is the innovational approach that you advise going forward in this new normal with respect to a smooth supply chain for the manufacturers as well as the buyers?
Okay.
Mr. Amit.
Yeah. Thank you, Yusuf Saab, for asking this question. I think it's a valid question at this time. And basically, managing the global supply chain and meeting up to the expectations of the retailers and the brand has been tough during last few months. The global business scenario has been unpredictable in last 3 months. During the initial lockdown period, most of the retailers were kept closed or even except supermarkets like and clubs like Walmart, Costco, Sam's, etc. This led to pile up of inventory for most of the retailers. Further, there was a huge volume of containers at the port waiting to be offloaded as there was no space in the retail warehouses. During March, most of the retailers, except few major supermarkets, had deferred or cancelled their POs. A part of this, most of the brands and retailers have almost doubled the payment cycle. This led to sudden panic across the value chain. The result, this resulted in cascading effect of the complete supply chain and manufacturing industry. Due to the lack of demand, shipping companies had to reduce or cancel many regular sailing vessels. Export manufacturers had to hold their production and in turn cancel orders with their suppliers for fiber, yarn, gray fabric, etc. In the beginning, due to the lockdown, the fear of getting infected, and customers were reluctant to step out of their homes. This led to higher demand on most well-known e-commerce platforms. This generated demand for best-selling products, which in turn converted to POs being reinstated for the exporters. Now, when when the stores have reopened now, with the change in the store's layout to maintain the social distancing, many orders have been reinstated. For orders with lower demand, buyers are renegotiating the contract for price improvement before confirming further orders. I am of the opinion that It will be wise decision for exporters not to hold unsold inventory and better to offer manageable discount and liquidate it. To answer your second question related to the innovative approach in smooth supply chain, the
Yes, sir.
organizations have learned hard way about the role of integrated and well-managed supply chain for success of business to make it agile and flexible in post-COVID era. Few pointers related to the latest development in supply chain technology, which we should start working on, like digitization of supply chain to integrate corporate system with the robust supply chain application to bring transparency and make system responsive. Digitalization will aid in eliminating the manual process, make warehouse paperless, and help in quicker decision making. The future of supply chain is on how quickly we move on to the cloud to have uh, scalability and flexibility and global reach. Cloud-based supply chain application is answer to expensive computing infrastructure. Omni-channel supply chain is one more add-on wherein the world is moving towards the omni-channel sales and marketing, which not only include selling to brick and mortar stores, but also various e-commerce channels like Wayfair, Amazons of the world. Similarly, supply chain has to gear up to service orders to individual customers and also to replenish brick and mortar stores at the same time. Sustainability, sustainable product sourcing, and sustainable supply chain. This has been seen as sustainable products nowadays are responsible for 60 to 70% growth in sales turnover. Eco-friendly supply chain is converting plastic packing to cardboard and fabric bags. Smaller packaging, etc., are helping to reduce carbon footprints and also helping to in increasing sales due to customer preference for sustainable products. Circular supply chain is reduce, reuse, and recycle is a standard mantra to attract customers. Use of recycled material for packaging and even in main products like recycled fiber, recycled innovative packaging, etc. Agile supply chain, how business can be flexible to quickly respond to change in demand. The customer is seeking shorter lead time, lower MOQ, local availability. Companies are seriously working on local manufacturing and warehousing to be more resilient and responsive to ever-changing customer demand. Internet of Things is used in many ways, including authenticate the location of goods through RFID tags, have better monitoring and control over inventory at any time and location. GPS device helps in tracking of truck movement, exact arrival time, so that the warehouse is prepared to receive the goods. So, the storage condition of raw material like yarn and chemical, etc. IoT devices with temperature and humidity sensors are being used. IoT is helping to speeding up the supply chain. Big data and the supply chain logistic alignment, there has been enormous amount of data available to customers' preferences, market trend, which are helping to redefine the supply chain and predict the future of past performance. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. The routine supply chain tasks and the procedure can be automated. Analytical add-on applications are being used to improve planning and decision making, identify purchase pattern, automate tedious warehousing processes, and to manage inventory. Robotics and automation in logistics. How can robots assist in speed up the labor-intensive work like sorting, counting, fetching the product to the warehouse? Many companies are providing services to convert your labor responsive work to robots. Many of the warehouses are moving to automated warehouse solutions to improve material handling, storage, and goods retrieval as per the demand. Compact rail-driven storage system and automated guided vehicles are getting popular. To conclude, even though COVID-19 has hit all of us hard, but it is also has challenged us to change the way we used to do business in the past. It is a time for organization to adopt technology sooner than later, or else we might miss the boat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Amit, for providing us a detailed account of the challenges and as well as how it has impacted the sourcing. I would like to ask Mr. Faisal